Hey YouTube viewers. So someone asked me in a personal message on YouTube to if I was gonna do some kind of guide on the guns, what the difference are between guns and all that. And it interested me because he said nobody's done it yet on YouTube, and I said, you know what? Why not? Let me go through. So here's the format of each gun I'm gonna do. Right now, I'm going to focus on secondary weapons, aka handguns. These guns, I'm going to go by a range of 3. First range is going to be accuracy range, just to test the accuracy of the weapon. Second range, I'm going to test like my speed and target acquisition. Okay. Then third range is going to be fire rate of the gun itself, how fast the gun can fire. So that's going to be the format for this testing. Now, obviously, I'm a human, I have error, but just kind of look at the footage yourself, make your own decisions. I'm gonna add commentary with each gun, kind of mention a little, I guess, fun facts about the weapon. Okay, here you go. Okay, so first up is the Makarov. This gun you start with every single time you start on the coast. That might be changing soon, but we'll find out. This weapon has 8 bullets in each magazine. It fires the 9x18 millimeter. So take note here that the iron sights look a little lopsided, along with the fact that you see these bullet impacts right here, that last shot right there. It was a little bit higher, a little bit more to the left. It's always, the bullet is not always precise with the iron sights. That holds true for many of the other pistols, as you'll see it in upcoming tests. Right now I'm going to the target reacquisition / speed test. I just go through one by one, and you see right there, I think those iron sights are right on it, but still didn't hit. Now I'm going to move to the recoil and rate of fire range, and here I want you to take note of how much the gun jumps around, the gun smoke out of the barrel, along with how fast it could possibly shoot. Some extra details about the Makarov is it takes anywhere from 3 to 8 shots to kill a person. Yeah, so the millimeter is not that strong, in other words, what I'm trying to tell you. Of course, this holds true for every gun. A headshot tends to do the job. Now, I gave the Makarov a gun score of 6 out of 10. The reason for that is the power for it is very weak. The accuracy works just fine. It's perfect. I mean, you can kill zombies all day with that thing. Players, the power is really weak. It just doesn't have the oomph to take care of business. Okay, next up is the Revolver. The Revolver shoots a 45 ACP, and you have 6 bullets per magazine. Now pay attention here to the Revolver's accuracy. Watch how, coming up right here, next shot, watch this shot. To me, right there, tells me that Revolver has pretty good accuracy. Every shot I take so far tends to be really accurate. Now, one thing I want you to pay attention here on the speed range is how slower the gun is compared to, say, the Makarov. I'm spamming my left clicker. I'm going as fast as humanly possible while keeping as accurate as possible. And that is the max fire rate of this weapon. Now, I'm not entirely sure how many rounds it takes exactly to kill a person with a revolver, but I'm going to say anywhere from 1 to 3 rounds ought to put someone down and allow you to collect on the kill. I give the Revolver a 7 out of 10. The reason for that is mainly to its accuracy. Its accuracy is really good. It's really strong, has high power. The only thing keeping it back is its fire rate. Another common pistol is called the M1911. You have 7 bullets per magazine, and it also fires the 45 ACP, just like the Revolver. Okay, so pay attention here. When I fire that sometimes it's not as accurate as you think, and the bullet tends to be a little bit higher than, say, where the little iron notch is there, iron sight crosshair thingy. See, the bullet went way high there. Right. Shot far off. Miss again. Way high again. On the target reacquisition range, you can see how the bullet jumps around. Even when I aim center of mass, it still kind of hops around. So one thing that the M1911 excels at, though, is its fire rate. This thing fires fast. All bullets downrange within a second or two. Keep in mind on the speed range or the fire rate range that the point of this is not to knock down every single target. Actually, a good way to test it is actually by seeing what targets are left up. See there, when I fired, there was 2 targets left. Meaning I fired so fast that the targets didn't even have a chance to go down. This fires the same ammunition just like the Revolver, so I'm going to stick with the same amount of bullets to kill. 1 to 3 rounds ought to do the job. Now the M1911 gets a gun score of 8 out of 10. The reason for this is because it has high fire rate and strong power. Now you're saying Ace Bane, it has shitty accuracy though. Why is it getting an 8? Well, the reason for that is most of the time when you're using your pistol, your target is at point blank range anyways. So therefore, I give it an 8 out of 10 because its high fire rate and its strong power makes it really easy to kill players and take care of multiple zombies. Next up is the M9 pistol. The M9 pistol fires around 9 by 19 millimeter. Okay, it has 15 rounds per magazine. So straight off the back, what I want you guys to notice is the iron sights. It has a little iron crosshair at the top there, and sometimes that can be hard to use because you know, you're trying to be precise with your bullet and you got a little notch here to look at. It makes focusing on the bigger picture harder because you're so zeroed in on your own little iron sight there. Although one of the good things about this is it's pretty accurate actually. You know, I put it on the heads of those far targets and it actually does hit. I did miss, I think, 1 shot out of that grouping, but other than that, it hit every one. As I was saying before, if you look at this, I have to kind of sight in that little notch of an iron crosshair there, and it sometimes ends up making me miss, like right here. I miss, because I kind of have to zoom in, look at where the sight is on top of the red target, then I have to zoom out, find my target, and move over. Here, I just want to point out that the recoil is kind of high up there. Did you see that? I mean, it made my gun jump like crazy. It's partially due because of how fast I'm shooting. You know, there's not a lot of realigning there going on. The other half of it is the fact that I have 15 rounds to put down range. So obviously there's a lot more pushing up of my gun when I gotta fire 15 opposed to 7. In general, the power of the M9 is not that strong. You're probably gonna need anywhere from 3 to 8 shots to take care of your target. So I want to make mention, people might say, hey, where's the M9SD, dude? That one's cool. As far as I can tell, the accuracy kind of sucks on it. Although it is silenced, the M9SD is amazing for taking out zombies. That's the main reason why you would ever want it over any other gun. But for now, I'm going to focus on the loud M9. I give the M9 a gun score of 8 out of 10. The main reason why it's 8 out of 10 is because of its good accuracy, high fire rate, and its high amount of rounds per magazine. They can put down double the amount of rounds in the same time it takes for us to empty a whole clip out of our, say, 1911s. Okay, so next up is the Glock 17. The Glock 17 has 17 bullets per magazine. It also uses, just like the M9, 9 by 19 millimeter. So right away here, I just want to point out the consistency of the Glock 17. Granted, I've missed there, but every other time here, you'll see if I have my sights on that thing, it hits. It hit the target. Granted, you'll see the bullet kind of shimmer a little bit to the left and to the right, a little up, a little down. As I said though, that's consistent through all pistols. All pistols are not that accurate. Another thing I want to point out with the Glock 17 is the sights. The sights are pretty nice. They're kind of open. They allow you to kind of see your target come into view, I guess, because the four sights have little gaps between the big iron sight at the end. As I said earlier on the accuracy range, you can see the consistency with the Glock. Whenever I aim off, like my mistake, it won't hit, and that's my fault. Whereas the Glock, whenever I aim on, I usually hit my target. Now, as you saw there, this gun has a really good fire rate. Not to mention 17 rounds per magazine. Granted, I'm losing ammo here because I went through a shitload earlier, but you can see that I can put 4 rounds into one target before it falls down. So just like the M9 fires the same round, I'd say it takes 3 to 8 bullets per person to kill him. Now I'm giving the Glock 17 a 9 out of 10, mainly because of its great accuracy, high fire rate, its low recoil. If you go back to where I was doing that speed test, low recoil. I didn't have to move my sights very much at all. And high amount of rounds per magazine, 17 opposed to the 15 in the M9. So the PDW. PDW is a micro Uzi. The micro Uzi has 30 rounds per magazine that fires the 9x19mm bullets, just like the M9 and the Glock 17. Although it has 2 different fire rates, semi and full. So starting off in semi, I want to point out that the sights are a little lopsided. I don't know if that's just something that happened. I mean, they kind of straighten out a little bit here, but at the same time, the P-hole sight, the foresight, makes it really hard to focus and get on target. Although I will say that the accuracy seems decent enough. I aim at the target, it hits the target. Here I'm showing you burst fire, so to speak. It's on full, but I'm showing you how much recoil there is really with auto. So you'd have to tap the trigger, you know, for 2 bullets at a time pretty much, and it's still a lot of recoil. As you can see here, it's kind of hard to reacquire the next target. Granted, I know they're on a row, so I know where to look, but with that P-hole foresight, it definitely gives you limited view. Now here I'm going to put it on burst and let you see that the recoil again and the accuracy when you're bursting it with the full auto on. Okay, and let's say we went full auto and we're just spraying and praying. This is what it would look like. First, I'm going to show you the fire rate and recoil with semi on. I'm going to shoot as fast as I can with semi-automatic. Now, I'm going to switch full, and I'm going to go crazy. The PDW. I'm going to say anywhere from 3 to 8 bullets to kill your target, just like the Glock 17 and the M9. Now, originally, I was going to give this a 6 out of 10, although the decent accuracy, high fire rate, and a high amount of rounds per magazine, being 30, allow it to kind of sit up there with the 7s. Now, the problem with this gun, as you may have noticed, is the high ridiculous recoil and the low power per bullet. Now, some may argue that full auto at close range is amazing, which I agree, but really aiming on the sights is inconvenient. So unless you're spraying and praying without even aiming on your sights, this gun is not all that great. Now, I want to point out, all these pistols are effective. They get the job done. But the thing is, some are preferred over others. Now, my gun scores, they're my personal gun scores. There's no like chart somewhere telling you the stats of every weapon that tells you which one's better. These gun scores, I'm giving them effectiveness. I still prefer the M1911. I still prefer that over, say, the Glock. And along with this, sounds. I didn't cover sounds because mainly the Makarov is one of the most quiet. Well, obviously the M9SD is the quietest, but the Makarov is the quiet pistol, and the others are just louder, progressively louder. I say the 1911 and the Revolver are louder than, say, the Glock 17 or the M9. So a general rule of thumb is higher power, louder it is. If you guys have any questions, comments, or criticisms, I encourage you to leave it in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helped anyone that was having questions about pistols or what's better and all that. At the end of the day, you pick what's better. Let's look at the footage.